Her cloth glowed at midnight, but the price was paid in screams. Tonight, 78-year-old Kemi enters the weaver's hut, and what she finds will unravel a 50-year curse. The village of Nsuka buzzed about Ada's weaving. At 80, her hands flew across the loom like dragonflies, creating patterns that seemed to shift in the moonlight. "Beware the cloth that outshines the sun," Grandma Kemi muttered, watching Ada carry yet another bolt of dazzling fabric to market. At 78, Kemi noticed what others ignored: how Ada's hut stayed silent at night, yet her baskets overflowed by dawn. One muggy evening, Kemi lingered near Ada's window, the loom like hungry teeth. Then whispers, not Ada's voice, but something older, colder, more thread faster, it hissed. Kemi froze as Ada pleaded, "Please, not another sleepless night." The loom answered with a sharp crack. Kemi's knuckles whitened on her walking stick. Something unnatural lived in that hut. She'd known since the full moon market, when Ada's newest cloth glowed blue beneath the stalls. Children pointed, women gasped, but when old men reached to touch it, Ada snatched the fabric back, her eyes wild. No sunlight before payment. She'd barked. That night, Isa's crops withered. Coincidence? The village said. Kemi knew better. The next midnight, Kemi returned. Through a cracked shutter, she saw at Ada's latest tapestry pulsed like a heartbeat. Crimson thread swirled into a face, a woman's, screaming soundlessly. Ada slumped at her loom, hands bleeding onto the warp. One more bolt. The shadow above the cloth ruined. Our little Amara pays instead. Kemi crept home, her bones aching with truth. Whatever bound Ada's talent fed on pain. And tomorrow was little Amara's naming ceremony. Ada would gift the child cloth. Kemi stared at her own reflection in the water jar. 50 years ago, she'd broken a different curse. Tonight, she'd gather three things: palm oil, crushed ebony bark, and the courage to face what haunted Ada's loom. Morning sun bled through the market stalls as Ada presented Amara's naming cloth, emerald threads swirling like captured storm clouds. The village women coached, but Kemi saw the shadow within the weave, a handprint, darker than indigo, pressing outward. Ada's smile frayed at the edges. "Wear it in health, child," she rasped. Kemi waited. At moonrise, she slipped into Amara's compound. The gift cloth hung over the baby's crib, already humming. Tiny moths burst into flame as they touched it. Kemi moved swiftly, sprinkling ebony bark powder around the crib. The shadow hand recoiled. "Grandma," Amara's mother stirred in her sleep. Kemi pressed a finger to her lips. "Bad dreams need washing," she whispered, draping her own faded shawl over the cursed cloth. The humming stopped. But Ada's hut screamed that night. Kemi found her crawling in the dirt. Her prized loom shattered. "It wants Amara now," Ada wailed, clutching her swollen hands. "The spirit says her young blood will dye deeper reds." Kemi helped her up, feeling the fever heat through Ada's wrapper. "When did it first come?" Ada sobbed a confession. 50 winters ago, desperate to save her sick mother. She'd sung forbidden words at the broken tree shrine. A shadow offered a deal: boundless weaving skill in exchange for a bit of life each moon. "But it takes more each time." Ada trembled. "First my hair turned white, then my joints swelled, now it thunders for others." Kemi studied the loom's wreckage. Strands of Ada's silver hair knotted the warped wood. This spirit, Kemi realized, is no forest ghost. It is human. Trapped long ago. The truth clicked like a shuttle. Only a weaver's spirit could crave thread so fiercely. And only one thing imprisoned such souls: mirrors. "Find me every broken mirror in Nsuka," Kemi ordered, before the next moonrise. The village children scoured huts and midden heaps, returning with shattered mirror shards clutched in dusty palms. Kemi sorted the glass by moonlight, her fingers careful against the edges. "Ancestors, guide me," she prayed, laying the pieces on a banana leaf. One sliver gleamed brighter, a triangle etched with ancient Semitic symbols. Recognition struck like thunder. "Azima's mirror," she breathed. Her grandmother's tales rushed back. Azima, the weaver queen, banished centuries ago after creating a cloth so vivid it stole the sunrise. Jealous elders accused her of witchcraft. They shattered her reflection mirror, trapping her soul between worlds. Azima's rage became a curse. Grandma had whispered, "She haunts looms, starving for beauty she can never weave again." Kemi now understood. Ada's gift was Azima's prison. Each masterpiece drained Ada's life to feed the weaver queen's thirst. But mirrors held power here. Kemi ground the marked shard into powder, mixing it with palm oil. The paste shimmered with trapped starlight. She hurried to Ada's hut, where the shadow now loomed over Amara's crib cloth. "Azima," Kemi shouted. The shadow stilled. "Your reign ends tonight." Azima's laughter rattled the roof thatch. "Foolish elder, you cannot bind me. I am art itself." "Art shouldn't bleed children," Kemi retorted, smearing mirror paste onto her walking stick. "You were wronged, but this vengeance poisons your legacy." The shadow retched. "Legacy, they called me monster." "Then be queen again," Kemi said softly, "not through fear, through freedom." She thrust the glowing stick into the shadow's heart. Azima howled, but Kemi chanted the words her grandmother taught her: "Spirit weaver, Mirror's daughter, take this light and cross the water." The hut trembled. Ada's stolen tapestries ignited in blue flame. As ash fell, Kemi saw it, a single perfect thread, golden and warm. coiling around her wrist. A gift, not a curse. The final weaving, she realized, begins now. Kemi emptied the basket of broken mirrors onto the sacred Groves moss. Moonlight pierced the glass, scattering prism-bright patterns across the ancient Aroko tree. Aya knelt beside her, hand still bandaged. Will this truly free her? She whispered. Not free, Kemi corrected. Heal. She arranged the shards into a spiral, the symbol of life's journey among their people. The golden thread Izima left pulsed in her palm. Her soul is fractured. Like these mirrors, we must weave her whole. As the village drummers began their sunrise rhythm, Kemi threaded the gold strand through the largest mirror piece. Ada gasped. The glass bloomed like a flower, revealing Izima's face no longer twisted in rage, but young and hopeful, the weaver she deepened before betrayal. Take my hands, Kemi urged Ada. Together, they threaded each shard with gold, singing the weaving songs Ada's mother taught her. With every knot, the grove brightened. Butterflies of pure light hatched from the moss. Suddenly, Izima's shadow surged from the forest. Stop, she screamed. But her voice now held fear, not fury. You all scatter me to nothing. Kemi held up the nearly completed mirror mosaic. Look, daughter, truly look. Izima stared. The glass reflected not a monster, but a woman holding a half-finished cloth of breathtaking beauty. Tears of liquid moonlight spilled down her shadow cheeks. I forgot, she whispered. This was meant for my sister's wedding. Your art was never the problem, Kemi said gently. Only the loneliness. She placed the final shard. The mosaic flared and Izima stepped into it, whole and radiant. In her hands, the unfinished wedding cloth now glowed with dawn colors. The mirror collapsed into dust, but the gold thread remained. Kemi caught it with a smile. A new beginning, she told Ada, for all of us. Learning painted Nsuka in gold as the village gathered at Ada's hut. Gone was the shattered loom, in its place stood a new frame built by the elders. Its wood polished with forgiveness. Ada's hands, though scarred, moved steadily as she demonstrated Izima's final pattern, the wedding cloth design, now teaching it to young Amar's mother. No more shadows, little Amar babbled, clutching Kemi's wrapper. Only the kind that dance in sunlight. Kemi chuckled, bouncing the child on her knee. She dehung Izima's gold thread above her doorframe, where it chimed like distant bells when a wind stirred. Ada's new fabric still drew gasps, vivid greens recalling rainy seasons. Reds as bold as hibiscus, but now they carried warmth, not fevered brilliance. Women no longer whispered of curses, they lined up to learn the sunrise weave, its stitches holding Izima's redeemed artistry. At the village feast, Kemi watched daughters braid their mother's hair with threads Ada had gifted. Laughter replaced fearful hush. Even old man Aza's crop sprouted anew, though he claimed it was just good compost. As fireflies blinked, Ada approached Kemi, holding a small cloth. For you, she said. The weave showed two women, one young, one old, their hands clasped around a glowing spiral. Kemi traced the stitches, her eyes damp. Izima's mirror didn't just heal her, Ada murmured. It showed me my own reflection. I'd forgotten I love singing more than weaving. The next market day, Ada's voice rose above the looms, spinning tales instead of thread. And Kemi, she sat beneath the Aroko tree, Amara napping in her lap, finally resting, but her ears stayed sharp. After all, villages always hid more stories. And when a fisherman's wife whispered of talking turtles downriver, Kemi's walking stick twitched. Some mysteries wouldn't he wait, but that was a tale for another sunset.